Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Monthon, all right, first and foremost. I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Ruach HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. The title of today's lesson is Composure is a byproduct of cleaving to the Lord. All right, and composure is going to be much needed in the trials that we're about to face on the horizon, man. If you're not equipped in the spirit, you're not going to be able to weather the storm, which means you're not going to receive salvation, which is our goal, is it not? Okay, now when you have composure, it's because you have a sure foundation, you have an understanding of the things that are going on around you, you have foresight, you're prepared, you've had experience, okay? And even things like death isn't going to shake a spiritual man because he understands it. All right. And you want to be composed in the midst of the chaos so that you could judge righteous judgment as all these pieces are moving around. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is your foresight and preparedness that a spiritual man is going to have. Because a spiritual man has what? He has studied to shew himself approved, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay. Let's go get that precept. All right, so this is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to shew thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, being able to judge a righteous judgment in various situations in whatever way they may come. All right, and it gets to a point to where for that man, it becomes an involuntary response to lean on the spirit and not the flesh. Okay. And the faith in combination, all right, with the studying and the spiritual habits and muscle memory that you build, those two in combination allows you to carry out the judgments that you have to act on, even if it could cost you your life. And and that's might seem extreme to some listening right now with the way society is right now, but we know through prophecy there's going to be many decisions that we're going to be confronted with that are going to be life and death, scenarios. But a spiritual man, again, we understand that death isn't final. Knowing that, it frees you from a lot of what's the word I want to use here? I'll just say fear. It frees you from a lot of fear of this world. You understand that, hey, man, life and death is in the hands of the Lord. If the Lord sanctions for that to happen to me for standing for righteousness, man, hey, that's a good thing. And the dead in Yahweh shall be raised up first. You understand these things, so it's going to be engine in the tank for the elect of the nation of Israel to do what they are commanded to do, regardless. And that's going to go with resisting things like the MOTB. That's going to go with resisting this devil's way. All right? That's going to go with standing stiffly for the things of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So that mental fortitude, a spiritual man, his mind has become a weapon. And again, how do you get to this point? All right? You got to be reading. Okay, if you're reading, and when I say read, it's good that you have the audio Bible, you have the phone, but actually pick up the book and read the pages. That way, it's a different stick that happens when you're picking up the physical book and reading the pages. Okay, but this mental fortitude that you develop over time, okay, it's going to allow you to have what? Composure in various situations, because in your grace period, the Lord has tested you in ways similar to the big test that is to come. So you have that composure because you've had experiences. You've been tried out. So when we do get tested with bigger things, it's like, oh, I've seen something of the sort before. This test that I'm confronted with, I've seen something like it. I know how to conduct myself within this situation. I know the pitfalls of doing the wrong things now. Okay. So when you have that steady foundation, you've understood judgment, you really cleaved into the Lord, so you know him and you know right from wrong at this point, you're able to filter out all the thoughts, and the urges the flesh will have in those moments. You're able to filter out the flesh when it wants to lash out, or when it wants to fold. You're able to be like, oh, nope, this is the way. I'm just gonna walk you in the way. Okay, you become become like a surgeon tuning out noise during the operation. Okay, these characteristics are going to be needed in the times to come. And you've on top of that, you've visualized worst case scenarios. You heard from the apostle, hey, what you gonna do when your woman leaves you? Your family's threatened. Well, you gonna fall? Are you gonna be about the mission of Yahweh Shemi? So you've thought about all those scenarios as a spiritual man, and understanding, hey, those scenarios are gonna be, the test for some brothers. Those scenarios were tests for some of our forefathers in times past. You can read about it. The Maccabees brothers and their mother, that they stood stiffly, even in the face of death, and they understood death, which is why they were able to take the death that they took. A spiritual man also has what? The purpose. When you have purpose, you don't get distracted by things that don't have anything to do with the ultimate goal. They're there, but they don't pull you off of the course that the Lord has set you upon. Okay, even when, was it Ezekiel or Elijah? Let me go to check this really quick. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, it was Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 24:16. It says, Son of man, behold, I take away from thee thine desire of thine eyes with the stroke. He took his wife out, right? There's the prophet Ezekiel. But check out what the Lord told him. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, don't grieve, neither shalt thy tears run down. Forbear to cry, make no mourning for the dead, bind thy tire about thine head, Salakia, of thine head upon thee, and put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of men. So I spake unto the morning, so I spake unto the people in the morning, and at even my wife died, and I did in the morning as I was commanded. And he was commanded to go out and prophesy to the people. They were getting ready to go into the Babylonian exile. So he had a job to do. There were things outside of the mission that may have been weighing on his flesh, but Ezekiel was able to follow through because he understood what his purpose for being entirely was. And anything we lose here, again, I'm sure Ezekiel understood he would get it back. Those who are forsaken, let's go get that in Matthew. Matthew, the 19th chapter. And I'll start at 27. Peter asked Yahushua this question, and this was Yahushua's answer. It says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? What's going to be our reward for putting our life on the back burner? Which this ain't no life to have anyway. We're going to live in the kingdom. All right, verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I said unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, right, when you were changed, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory upon the establishment of the kingdom of heaven. This is why we long for the kingdom so much, because this is when we truly get to live. Okay? Our walk is delayed gratification, not instant. That ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And this isn't literally judging the 12 tribes of Israel, because all the Israelites are going to be changed. The laws are going to be written within their inward parts. This is giving the position unto the elect man of the nation of Israel, meaning that they will be the gates of the nation, the leadership, the governing body. All right, verse 29, the point I wanted. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, in Ezekiel's case, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold. You're going to get it all back and more, a hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Okay? So cleave unto the Lord. So the test that you're getting ready to go through, when your flesh is hurting because you're losing things aren't going your way, you can still push through and do what you're commanded to do, being an upright soldier of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because that flesh is, man, it's a part of the test. There's no such thing as us losing anything or death on this side. It's no such thing. Anything you seemingly lose, you get it back on the other side when you finish the mission in a greater way, in a real way. All right, it's Sirach 2. And no, I don't, I'm going to get the other one I want. Let's go to 2 Timothy 2 and 1. The point I want is in 3 and 4. All right? I'm going to start at the top, though. 2 Timothy 2 and 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also, men who have taken upon themselves the purpose of forwarding the Lord's will here in the earth. What does that look like in practice? Well, it expounds in the following verses. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You've been enlisted. Verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, because we know it's temporary. We always bring up the example of somebody coming to you and saying, hey, you can stay in this mansion until the first of next month. But on the first of next month, it's going to be demolished. Now, you're not going to go buy furniture and start repainting and spending your check to make that mansion nice and pretty. Because why? It's going to be demolished on the first. This kingdom is going to be demolished the moment the Lord returns. It's going to be casted down. So we're not to be invested in the affairs of this life. All right, 2 Timothy 2 and 4 again. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully, we have to be concerned with the spiritual things and judges righteous judgment along the way. All right? So composure, again, is a byproduct of cleaving to the Lord. Cleave to him so that you could be an upright soldier and be given all the glories and medals at the end of this spiritual war that we're about to fight. Abarat Tazah, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.